What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you tuning in. So this is probably not going to be a very popular video, but it's important nonetheless. So I'm going to walk you through what is the most profitable, lucrative clay setup that I've ever had, I've ever used. This clay table, this clay setup is what we use to scale to over $250,000 a month in deals with Vintascale, my agency. And it's the clay table that I arm all of the agency owners that I help out Inspector with, and it's the same clay table we use to scale Zenwave to over $1 million a year. All the testimonials you see on my channel, it's this setup. I'm going to go through it in brief because obviously a lot of this is meant for the folks inside Spectre, but nonetheless, I've actually built campaigns live on YouTube with this setup and have launched the campaigns, show the campaign responses, show the deals being closed, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna walk you through all of this, but really, there's only four main components here. There's only four main areas in which I use AI and AI agents, and this allows us to be really profitable, move really quickly, and be really efficient because we're not spending all this time doing this hyper personalization that they've sold you on. None of that stuff really matters. It's just getting the amount of emails out that you need to get out. So the very first thing we do, so the meta now is zero bounce. That's the most efficient email. That's the most efficient email validator that we have found so far. But the first thing is email validation. So that's the first place we're using AI. And again, zero bounce is the one that is working really, really well for us and for everybody I recommend it to. In the past, I used Mail Test Ninja, but things are always updating. So there's zero bounce. And then once those emails are validated, I have a setup in which, depending on the niche I'm going after, but I have a lot of setups in which I have two clay tables linked. That's a different story. But the main thing is validating emails, because the reason why we want to do that first is so that you don't waste credits from anything else on emails that aren't actually validated and people you can't reach out to in the first place. But that's the main thing. Validating emails. From there, the main thing we want to do is confirm the ICP, right? So I don't necessarily have that here right now, but the second thing is typically like an ICP confirmation agent. So I'll have ChatGPT in a column kind of like this, and I'll prompt it to go to the company's website, scan the page, and then report back report yes, answer with yes if it's in our ICP, or no if it's not. Very simple. And that's set to only run if the email is actually validated. So that's the second step, is just confirming the ICP, because we all know that Apollo and Crunchbase and LinkedIn, all these data sources, can put a bunch of categories on one company that don't really describe it accurately. So first thing is validating emails. Second thing is confirming ICP. The third thing, I also have this decision maker likelihood prompt in here as well to get really, really accurate and to really boost positive reply rates and reply rates in general. That being said, I don't always do this if it's just for Vintascale or our own outreach. So the third thing is, so once we've confirmed the ICP, I would recommend you have this, but again, we don't always do this. We score it, and then we'll only reach out to people above a 5, let's say. The next thing we do is just cleaning up. So at this point, we're cleaning up the information. If it fits the ICP, if it's over our likely decision maker threshold, we'll clean the company name. We'll clean anything else that needs to be cleaned up. But that's really it. Most of the work comes from the targeting. But this is deceptively simple. I've put out really advanced setups. Let's see if I can find one here. Not in this workbook. I put out really advanced setups, and I've put out really simple setups. And it's the really simple setups that have always made us the most amount of money, and we've seen the most success in by far. So here, look, like this email verification is all the same, pretty much. And then I'll depending on the task at hand, I can make it more complicated. But validating emails first. Second, confirming ICP. Right there, right? After that, once that's confirmed, then we can go ahead and clean up all the other stuff. So we'll, let's just say we'll clean up the company name. I might do some scraping. Like this is very old. I don't do this anymore. But congratulations on X, Y, and Z. No one cares. No one cares. No one cares. And it's never helped me out. So that's really what you want to do. Now I have shown myself on this channel do this from end to end. This takes me, once the data is scraped, and if you use Apify, that's very quick, but like end to end, once you have the scraped data in Clay, this should take you no more than 20 minutes at the most. So that's the main Clay setup. Now, if you're going after niches like staffing and recruitment, it can get a lot more intense. But luckily is if you are inspector, I just give this to you. And you don't have to do any of this from scratch. But here's the thing, like the AI automation scene has overcomplicated this. And the reason why nobody gets results on the AI automation side is because they're so focused on building the workflow and not really understanding like what actually gets people results. Like the main thing that gets people results, and this is why, like if you come at this with a business angle and from a business perspective, you get results. So the main thing you want to think about is like, who are you targeting and what do they want? That's it. And if you can carry that in mind throughout the entire process, the AI stuff really, really, really doesn't matter. Like you should be able to make 6 figures easy with a setup just like this: email validation or verification, ICP confirmation, and then clean up after that, clean up and personalize after that. And my personalization, really, I don't even use AI. I just write a standard piece of copy. Like I've shown on this channel, if you rewind a couple of videos, I gave the top 3 scripts that are working right now. And that's it. Same thing so it's the same for our own outreach as it is for our clients. We write one standard piece of copy, maybe 2 to 3 different versions that work really well with the variables. So like first name, company name, so on and so forth. After that, we leave nothing up to chance, because this personalization, like no matter how well you build this prompt, the personalization, it's such a marginal benefit, and a good 20 to 30% of the time it's wrong, and that's enough to really butcher your campaign success. Anyway, I'm not going to make this video any longer than it has to be. I just really wanted to just ease any sort of angst for people that are building Clay and doing AI cold email. But like, we've generated over 7 figures in deals just with this Clay setup. Like that's not a joke. Like if you're an inspector, I give people, I've shown people this. I take you into my smart lead. I just give you these pre-built work tables. The more advanced ones for depending on the niche, so on and so forth. But anyway, that being said, if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. We do cold email at a very, very, very high level and have made a ton of money with it, and have made a lot of people a lot of money with it, as you've seen in my testimonials channel. And if you'd like to work with me personally to start getting these results, scale to 50K a month, 80K a month, 100K a month plus, link is in the description. We have quite a few people who we've helped in the last few months hit those marks. So other than that, see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.